We allow them to work in our shops, in our offices, work in factories, our women folk. But we will not allow them in the house of God. When we do, sometimes some great lecturers coming, like Ahmed Deedat. So what they do, they put them behind the wall with a horn. They put them in the basement with a horn. I've seen that. My wife does not attend any of my lectures for that reason. She's asking me, what's the arrangement? I said, well, there's a horn there for you to listen to us. And she wants to see, not because I'm her husband. She said, this is natural. There's eye contact. When you have an eye contact, the message goes in far more easily. Your attention is absorbed. See what I'm doing? Everything now is holding you. But suppose you're listening to a mic. You know, you'll be looking at a nice chandelier. How did they get that thing there, you know, nice globe there? This is the human mind. You can't help it. So they always we are complaining, they're making noise. Your women folk making noise. You know, the guy shout, don't make noise. I say, you fool, you are the cause. What are you shouting at them? Because now they can't hear properly. They don't know what's going on. So the woman to another, they meet. It's an occasion for them. You say, your daughter, is she married? She says, no. Is she engaged? Says, no, not yet. What else do you expect them to do? Huh? And you're blaming them. I said, look, be just for a little while. Abdul Samad Abdul Basit, Qari Abdul Samad Abdul Basit, he's reciting the recital here. And how you know how much we loved it. In the city hall, in Durban, I know. It might be here also in Cape Town. Now, we say now the women folk mustn't be there, okay? Where? They say, well, we'll put them in an adjacent room, right? Then they'll listen to the horn, right? I say, what about you for a change going and listening to that? Let the ladies sit and see the fellow and listen to him. So, no. Why? Your wife will fall in love with him? Huh? She'll run away with this fellow? Basit? He's got time to come along and, you know, play with your wife, your mother. What's wrong with you? I said, there's something wrong with you, man. No, your wife comes and listens to me and she'll run away with me. There's something wrong with you. What has happened? No. Give them separate but equal facility. We are not saying, not suggesting that they must stand shoulder to shoulder. Islam forbids that. No free intermingling. But give them separate but equal facility. Create it, man. Today we can create anything that you want. A mezzanine floor. Today, I went and offered one of the masjids in Krasi Park, was it? Yes. Lotus River. New masjid, beautiful. No, I mean, not as beautiful as this. They're struggling. And I saw that they'd made some arrangements for ladies with brickwork. That the ladies, they can't see the speaker. I said, look, what you do, you put a glass one way that only the ladies can see the imam. We don't want the imam to see them. I told them, I said, we don't want the imam to see them. The poor fellow will be distracted. You know, we want to save him. I said, look, let them see, because if they are watching and listening, you're holding their attention. They won't have a tendency to talk with one another. We are not talking. Why aren't you talking? Why aren't you chatting among one another? You know why? Because I'm holding you all. You see that every movement I'm making is holding you. Am I right? Yes. But if you're listening to a horn, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, mashallah. What is that? Aqimu salata, wa atu zakata, warka'u ma'arraqin. This is certainly written in Urdu at the bottom. This is the human mind. You can't help it. Wallah, you can't help it. So we have been the most unjust of people to our own. I have to confess. We must do something about it as a create for them opportunities. Because our women folk are our weakest link. Our daughters are running away wholesale with the mushriks. In Natal and the Transvaal, they're running away with the madrasis. Wholesale. And wholesale is a mild term. Why? I said, you don't cater for them. For our own, we don't cater for them. When did your daughter, your sister last hear something about Islam? When? She is now in standard 6, then she goes to high school, she goes to the university. When? At least 52 times a year, your brother is listening to what's going on. Your sister, how many times in her lifetime she heard? So, if they let us down by running away with the mushriks, I said, you are responsible. We haven't catered for them. But in that regard, the Malay, alhamdulillah, is far better than the Indian Muslim in Natal and the Transvaal. He's far better. See, in the Transvaal, there is a masjid in Azad Will, beautiful masjid. This is nothing. This masjid is beautiful, but is nothing compared to the one in Azad Will. It cost them, when they built it, about $250,000. I think it'll be worth about a couple of million today. They have a separate mezzanine floor. That the ladies, separate entrance, separate wudu facility, separate toilet facility, they are in the mosque and yet out of the mosque. No men folk ever rub shoulders with them. But no woman has seen the inside of that place. Because the Sheikh, the Imam, we call the Molvi, the Maulana, he says, if any woman goes there, I resign. He'll resign. So it's a white elephant. You know, nobody has seen. It's there, wallah, it's there. Separate facility for wudu, toilet facility, everything. They are in the masjid, house of Allah, and yet they are out. No free intermingling, that's what Islam says. No free intermingling, it's all there. But no woman has reached that place. So when a man points a finger and says, look, you people are unjust, I can't help it, I have to say. It is true. It's our culture, our background. We inherited this. You know, we brought this from India or wherever from. We brought this along with us, and it seems to be taking time for people to realize that we are unjust to our own. Then if the other people are unjust to us, what's so wonderful about that? Yes, my brothers. Yes, my brother.
You say that the Christians, this new president that they've got now, this reborn president, like they mentioned on Wednesday night.
What was the question? You got it? About the reborn Christian? Yes. Oh, yes. That, at the meeting?
Because at I work, because at the apostolics around me, they're saying to review the reborn Christian, because I used to confront it, now it's come with the reborn.
Right. Yes, this is a new sickness. No, I mean, you find new ways of dealing with it, you see. He is born again. You say he's born again. He's a new life. So what do you want to do? You want to share your faith with me? He said, yes. He wants to share his faith with you. That comic strip, Saleh, you haven't got in the car. Is it there?
We got some at home.
At home.
I can send for it.
You think we'll have time enough for that?
Yeah.
All right, let somebody go and get it. All right. They can pick it that side. Let me show this. Let them pick them up from the shop. Here is an answer to the sickness. This is a comic strip. You know, people love to read comics. When I was young, wallah, I tell you, I was a comic king. No, it was some hunger was created in me, read. And I had just come from India at the age of 9. The easiest thing I could read was the comics. So I started reading comics, and from there I graduated to True Love and Romance, and from there to Mystic Science. Now, this is how the mind develops, you see. I developed like that, like anybody else. So now it says comic, here is a comic strip. An open challenge to you. Do you dare to test the faith of any Christian? Do you? Now it's challenge to you. Do you dare to challenge his faith? And it tells you now, here is a story about Ahmad and John. Ahmad is me, though he doesn't look like me, but you know, he's got my smile, you can see that. When I was young, you see, perhaps. And this John is a certain John I also have in mind. Right. So a conversation takes place. The guy comes along, he wants to share his faith. So Ahmad is asking him, he says, you have faith? He said, of course. Because you can't share something you haven't got. See, I can share with you my 5 rands if I got it. If I haven't got any